What would you do if you won 100 million Kenya shillings? What would you do? I'm curious. If you've never been asked this question before, then I think you need to change your friends. I was listening to the radio last week, and the host picked on a particular caller who was making a request, and he went ahead to mention that he had won 1,000 shillings from a popular betting site. And if you heard the enthusiasm in his voice, you could have thought that he won 10 times that amount. And it crossed my mind that perhaps this 1,000 shillings will not see tomorrow's dawn. And I recalled the story of the jackpot winner who won 221 million Kenya shillings. This dude burnt his millions within a span of less than 1 year. And right now, the dude is broke. He has joined us again in this rat race. According to statistics, 70% of lottery winners are dead broke or broke within a span of less than 5 years. So tonight, I want to give you 3 reasons why we are probably like him. Number 1, priorities. What are your priorities? If some of us won 100 million Kenya shillings, would rush to buy a car, would rush to buy a house, would rush to go on vacation. The problem is we do not know what should come first and why. The only thing we know is that we need to have these things. The assumption that we'd have is that we are now in a different class of wealth, so we need to act as such. And one of the most important lessons in financial management is financial awareness. Being aware of your finances. And you need to ask yourself important questions, such as, what are your monthly expenses? If you're in business and your business generates a revenue of 100,000 and you're spending 80,000, you do not have a business, you have a hobby. Likewise, how much do you have in your sink fund? These are some of the most important questions that you need to ponder on if you come across a windfall. Number 2, we've been miseducated. A lot of us are finishing schools, we have A's, we have PhDs, we have masters, but we lack financial literacy. We have mental intelligence, but we lack financial literacy. We cannot differentiate between an asset and a liability. And some of us have liabilities that we think are assets. For example, a car is not an asset. It's a liability because every month you're paying for fuel, you're paying for insurance, you're paying for the car loan. So this car takes money out of your pocket. It's not an asset. Likewise, a house is not an asset. It's a liability because every month you're paying for water, you're paying for electricity, you're paying for maintenance. So this house takes money out of your pocket. Likewise, if you rush to buy a car, for example, a Ferrari or a Bentley Continental GT, the car is worth 40 million. My question to you is, can you afford the comprehensive? Or will you be struggling to keep up with this car as it cripples your margins? If you're going to start a business, will this money act as seed capital or cash flow? These are some of the questions that you need to ponder on if you come across a windfall. Number 3, expectations. When I talk about expectations, I don't mean your expectation. I mean other people's expectation. When you win 100 million shillings, you'll be a walking bank. Your significant other will expect an expensive gift. Your mother will expect you to buy her a car. Your children will come with new expenses. Your friends and neighbors will come with their shamba proposals. Not only do you need to be smart enough to know who to share this good fortune with, but also think about multiplying this money before these leeches suck you dry. I'm going to give you 3 solutions or 3 strategies that you can use to maximize a windfall. Number 1, assess your financial situation. Do you have pending bills? Do you have loans? Debt can negate your net worth and ruin your credit score. So the best thing you can do is to completely eliminate any debt that you have. It could be student loan debt. It could be car loan. It could be house mortgage. It could be consumer debt, the worst type of debt. So make sure that you completely eliminate any debt that you have. Number 2, don't be guilt-tripped into spending. Spend only on necessary items or assets. You'd rather work on multiplying this money than helping a friend, than helping your parents. You need to be selfish first in order for you to be generous. Then once you multiply this money, you can share with whoever you want. Number 3, buy assets, don't buy liabilities. What is an asset? According to Robert Kiyosaki, in his book, Why A Students Work for C Students and B Students Work for the Government, he defines an asset as something that puts money in your pocket, while a liability takes money out of your pocket. And this is the secret that the wealthy people do not want to share with us. Before they buy the fancy watch, they buy the investment. The investment makes them money, then now they buy the fancy watch. But we don't want to do that because we have a big ego. We want to show the world, we want to show our families, we want to show our friends that you have quote unquote made it, which you haven't. We want to look rich versus be rich. So we go buy this fancy watch and you are like, yeah, I did it. No, you didn't do it. Congratulations, you just made yourself poor. You will come across a windfall at least once in your life. And how you maximize a windfall is what is going to determine whether you become successful or the extent that you do. And you've all seen the story of Mr. Tabichi, who won 100 million Kenyan shillings. If Mr. Tabichi doesn't have that financial blueprint, that financial awareness, he's likely to squander this opportunity. Opportunity plus preparation is equal to success. Contest chair.